Hey y'all! Today I have another first impressions video for you. I was recently contacted by a company called MoYou Nails, wanting to basically for me to do a review on their stamping products. So what I have received was a stamper. This is a I'm going to say that's probably a standard size head on that. Red silicone. It's not, I mean, it's firm, it's not squishy, but it's not the hard rubber like a Conad. It's a solid silicone block. I have not yet primed this. All I did was clean it, so I'm going to do an impression first, trying it without cleaning it, or trying it without priming it, and then see if it needs to be primed. I also received with that the small scraper and this lovely lilac polish, and I have two plates for you here. The first one this is plate number 101, and as you can see we've got here, I'll turn it that way. So we've got three little owl images here, very, very cute, and then a series of eyes, which would be really good for maybe some Halloween stuff. We'll see. Of course, it comes with the blue film, and it does have the paper backing on it, so it'll be a little bit, well, it'll be harder to cut yourself on it. So, come on. There we go. I can say that the blue film is on there really well. Okay, so let's just do a dry run here. Okay, so I'm going to go for this top little owl image. Okay, looks like it picked up fairly clean. Gave me a fairly decent transfer. I'm going to try that one more time just to find out if it needs to be primed or if that was just my sloppy pickup. Okay. Oh, there we go. Much nicer. So get in here. So you can see this was the first one that I did. We've got a little spacing out on the wings. Also, I took a little time doing that one because I showed the image on the head. But this is the second attempt, and as you can see, it filled in very nicely. Lovely color on that, very much like it. So that was the top owl image. Let's see what we can get with the rest of them. Very cute. In the middle owl. Also very cute. Almost looks like a little Dracula owl, kind of. Alright, let's see what we've got with some creepy eyes. I can say it looks like this polish is going to be fairly opaque. Matter of fact, let's test that right now. I have So my base coat here on this pinky finger is Model's Own Amethyst. That's part of the Velvet Goth collection. Just a dark, very, very dark jelly base that's full of purple glitters. Let's see, what do I want to do with that? Let's do... these little eyes here are very cute. Oh yeah, nice and opaque. Very nice. A+ on that. Alright, let's look at the rest of these eyeballs. Excellent. Kind of wonky. I didn't quite get that straightened on there, but oh well. Also not perfectly straight. I got little on the end. There we go. Still yet. That's a good, fairly clean application. And we have one image left on this plate. I'm going to put him on the paper. Very cute little ghost screaming thing. The white spot down on the bottom is actually part of the image. That's not a skip. So as you can see, that all transferred pretty well. So I'm going to say plate 101. All worked really well, transferred everything really nicely. It was etched really well. And so, let's move on. This is plate 107. I think it's probably a little bit easier to see the images when the blue film is already on, or still on. So this is mostly a bunch of florals. We've got a couple of butterfly images, but obviously a bunch of florals hanging out around the sides. Very pretty. Alright. So, where to start? Let's start with the butterflies, because they are my favorites. I'm always looking for a good butterfly image. I may have waited too long. This may not transfer now. Nope, came off nice and clean. Beautiful. And let's do this other one. This is a set of 2 butterflies. I really like that companies are now moving away from the metal scrapers. That did not transfer as well as I wanted it to. Let's try that one again. But I don't like having my plates all scratched up. So I definitely prefer a plastic scraper. And if you are smaller handed than myself, you probably will have an easier time. I think I just have a hard time using those small scrapers in general. No. Okay. So I'm getting a little bit of resistance here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean the entire plate with acetone. And really just kind of work it down into the grooves, make sure that any manufacturing oils or any of that jazz is out of there. Alright, let's try that again. There we go, much better. And nice big image can go on my thumb. What in the heck is all that? Huh. It's also another trick too. When you're stamping, if you have a problem with getting extra lines or something, like sometimes when I scrape onto the pad, if I get excess and my stamper accidentally brushes into that, I'll get a line of that, which is why you see me grabbing my lint roller sometimes to kind of clean that off. But when it happens on the nail, if you just give it a sec to dry, you can usually scratch off any excess polish without damaging the rest of the image. Alright, last time with this one. And I'm going to go right there. Perfect. Now, is that part of the... Now I can't tell if that's part of the image or not. No, it's not. Looks like there may be a little defect. I'll show you. So right here, you can see excess stuff coming off the edge of the butterfly. And I don't know. Okay, it looks like there is supposed to be a thin line on the end of the butterfly's wing, but it shouldn't be that big. So I'm going to try scraping a different direction this time. I'm going to scrape towards the inside of the plate and see if that makes a difference. Well, I may just have problems with this image. There we go. Oops. Nice and clean. Two little butterflies. Just needed to work around the problems with the etching on the stamping. Not that it's necessarily a problem with the etching, it's just that sometimes you need to pay a little bit more careful attention to how the polish is moving around on the plate. Alright, so are we about beat to death on that butterfly image? Let's move on. I'm going to go ahead and clean all of my tools just to make sure it's not a problem with one of them that's giving me headaches on this plate. And also, flip this around and give myself a clean work surface here. Alright, so we got our butterflies covered. Now let's move on to some of these florals. Okay, where's my image? Right there. And let's get that center image. These big thick boys are always my favorite. Okay. Beautiful. How pretty would that be? You could do, easily do a white on top of a glitter and make that into kind of a tropical flower. Very pretty. Okay. Now we've got the reverse of that scroll. No, that didn't pick up very well. There we go. So the image up on the top here is the first one, and then this is the reverse of that from the other side of the plate. So you could do both hands basically on that one and not have to worry about them both facing the same direction. And we've got some swirlies down here. Love a good swirly. Oh, that sounded bad. Any American viewers may know what a swirly is. That's the that's kind of funny. That's not what I meant. I cracked myself up. Okay, so there we have the swirly image. Very cute. Sorry. And last but not least, we got a couple flowers down here. And there they are. Beautiful. So basically, to sum this up, I have to say I'm very happy with the stamper. I think that it will be very usable for me for isolated images. For full images, I tend to use a softer stamper just because, if you can see, the C-curve of my nails is pretty deep and my sidewalls are pretty high, so I have a tendency to well, I have problems with getting things centered, and I like to use that the squishiness to be able to hug my nail bed. But for isolated images, this works really well. I think it would also work really well for decal making, especially since it's so easy to pop that head out, and I can set that underneath my lamp to let that dry really easily. The stamping polish, I have to say I'm very, very impressed with. I think that gives a really nice, opaque, clean finish. I didn't have any problems really with any of the images that I stamped with this lilac MoYou polish. It's possible that the black polish I was using might have been the culprit for some of the problems that I was having on this other plate. Or it could just be user error. Like I said, sometimes images just take a little bit more care, and there are some really fine lines in there that you have to be a little bit careful with. But ultimately I was able to get every single one of those images to work with, you know, not, it didn't take an afternoon of frustration to make that happen, so consider that a plus. The scraper, I mean, in general, I'm not a fan of the little tiny ones, but this one certainly did the job. I don't have any problem with it per se. I think I just have, number one, my fingernails are too long, I think, to use the small scraper, and I think my hands in general are too long. So I prefer a larger scraper that I can get a hold of. I usually use you know, old credit card, gift card. I do have a kitchen scraper that I use from time to time. So it's just a little bit easier for me to hold on to. The plates themselves are etched really nicely. I think there are some really, really cute images in there. Like I said, there's some fine etching in there that needs a little bit of extra care, but if you're playing with stamping, then you already know that some images need a little more care than others. I really, really love this little owl plate. Well, I say it's owls, it's only less than half of it is owls, but I will get some use out of those any time of year. And of course the eyeballs I think will be great at Halloween. I think there's lots of little cuties that'll go in there. So all in all, I would say that the MoYou Nails kit, this is basically what you get in the kitty kit, is how it's named. And all of the details for the contact information for MoYou Nails, as well as pricing, will be down in the description bar below. But all in all, I would say that definitely a success. This is a great kit, and I definitely think that I will be doing looking into some more of their polishes and some more of their stamping plates, because they've got some really cute stuff, and I love the hard rubber stamper for, like I said, doing isolated images, and I think it'll be really good for decals. So I hope you all are having a fantastic day, and any questions, feel free to leave in the comments. Also, be sure to subscribe and like this video if you want to see more. And other than that, you guys have a great day. Much love.